but I use it as kind of as a roadmap. So it's usually good enough to give me an idea of what it is I'm trying to listen to.
So can I just ask something? I have a
Yeah.
stupid question. Once you import the video files, audio files, the dates and the times.
Yeah.
Because are they synchronized? So you sort of say, you know, it was like 2:31 at whatever date the video, and you've got your audio is, although it came from different devices, they're all synchronized.
If you tell your device what day and time it is, then it'll instant that it will be.
So you synchronized it. I mean, you have to synchronize the initial and set up.
You have to tell the device what day and time it is, and then it'll put it on the media. If you tell the device it's year 2013, then it'll say it's 2013 on your media.
It's not synchronized, just Spanish.
It's just the same time. It's just the same, isn't it?
I don't remember.
So if you do your camera and it's like it's set up to today's date and time,
But you have to set it up. It's not automatic set up.
and it's the same thing with the microphones.
Means that works when you take your camera and your mic, they set the same time, same day and time at that point.
That's the same. You synchronize it.
Oh, have you done it?
Yeah, I put them to have to both same day and time.
You do that separately, but you can't sort of like because they're separate devices.
Yeah, no, you have to do separate.
Right, but I mean down to the seconds.
If you want to get that precise, I don't know what the purpose would be.
To make the editing easier.
You can still have to do it by hand.
How do you shift the time?
Yeah, so the green's on my audio. So
How do you shift it forwards, backwards by a few meters?
oh, right here, just move here.
The whole bar, just drag it.
Huh?
Just drag the whole bar.
Yeah, just drag the whole file. That's what I do here in the beginning. Is I've got to find. Unfortunately, it's hard to see. I can see it, of course, much better on my screen. But I've got to find where the audio matches. This is from my external device, right? So I've got to find where, and this is only, I don't know if you see here, 1 and 2. So that's the left and right of the stereo. So I've got to match this. Unfortunately, I've done it so many thousand
Do
times.
it for loud noise.
Huh?
Do it for loud noise and you know.
Well, have you ever seen the old movies where they had those clapboards? You know, and they go like this? Start. Yeah, that's what they're doing. They're syncing it up. So they can find that spike in the audio. You see a little spike there? Yeah, so here's the way, this is what Dan did earlier. So it's the audio. Watch this little spike. So what it's then, I've got so good I can read the waveforms. So if you can see it on my computer, you see it much more clearly, but I see the spikes and I just match it. So here's a match, here's a match, here's a match. So I know, because I've done it so many hundreds of times, I know that this is almost exactly matched. It's probably a little bit of delay. Maybe I can shift it a little bit and hear a little bit of delay, let's say. Well, it's actually pretty well synced up. Yeah, it looks like it's twice. Yeah, so there's once on mine. So I just do it visually. So, yeah, so I'll go through and put, and here's the, so on the external microphone device, 3 seconds. See the 3? Right there? Okay, so I'll probably not use that. But now I've got some clips of her exiting her place, walking, there's a far away shot. In fact, what I could do is I could just swap her around. Say, okay, she's walking out, go down the street,
you can't do jump shot. You say it's not allowed.
Officially, it's not supposed to be pleasant to the eye, but some people use it for an effect.
For violence.
Yeah. So here's for example, I was at Filming Hospital. So here I've cut out all the stuff I don't want to use. Or here's even an earlier section. So I've cut everything out that's not. So you can see more or less they're all set shots. So now it comes to finally, after all this work, we've got to be a little bit creative, yeah? So I can think about, if I'm the editor, and I've got all this footage, what's the story I want to tell? This is also, it's really, really hard, and also for me, personally, it's a real challenge. How can I, if you go back in time and go, man, I just wish I had it from the other side. You don't have that shot. So you've got to take the material that you've got, because it's too late now, you can't go back and get that same runny day with her wearing exactly that same shirt and the light and everything. You just got to go, that's what I like about guerrilla filmmaking. You've got to try to be spontaneous and creative with what you've got. So then you have to, then there's of course lots of different editing rules and ideas, and I'll send you around on email. There's some books, some clips from the universities that they'll talk about film editing. The big thing now I'm trying to move away from in my films, until now I've shot, like to say, the marketplace. The cheese comes out, people look at the market, it's really fun, they buy something, go home, and have some music, right? That's cute. Or the brick makers in Iran, okay, that's, they get the mud, they put it in the box, they put it on, dried out, and the brick is done. I want to try to tell more story stuff now, which is challenging because I don't know what the story is. So but I knew that this is the time I was going to have to go in for back surgery. So we had kind of become friends. And so I go there a lot for breakfast. And so I heard it, and she let me, she was very open to having me film. I said, maybe I can do a story about you. She said, yeah, okay, that's fine, can. So I thought, and I heard she has to go for back surgery. I thought, well, that's kind of a dramatic moment. That might change her life a little bit. It could go great, it could go bad, but there's going to definitely be some time in there where there's going to be some. This is a very powerful, very active woman. So I tried to film her over these several weeks to find out, what's going to happen in her life. And then I think I got lucky. So in the hospital, she really opened up and talked about some things, in her life. And then I have a great shot of her here after the hospital. I think this is the one that we looked at, right? So where's the shot? This is it here. Yeah. So she just came out. This is it. I was in the cafe waiting for her. She came back from the hospital, and I've already selected the shots that I want for raw cut, and this is what I've got. So you can tell me you can see what the basic story is. I haven't done any editing or any fancy stuff yet, so I'm just trying to tell what the basic story is. She gets back from the hospital. Maybe I'll have like a word that says "back from the hospital." So you use the basic idea